Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of The Track is Frozen Over. I have an extremely special guest today. It is the current, not me, it is the current world champion in the sport of skeleton, Susi Kreher. Really, really pleased to have her on, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Someone could warn me, that track's frozen over.
Welcome, Susanna Kreher, to my world famous podcast that I've got going on here. The Track is Frozen Over.
Thank you.
And last week I put on a little poll on my story on who people wanted to see next, who people wanted to learn a bit more about, and you were by far the most wanted person. So I think I'm gonna that's about here, and your world champs win is about here. I'm guessing for you. You must be really happy with that. So
it's a great honor.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So I have probably the most important question first, and that is, where is the best place on season to eat?
I think it's Park City.
Park City. Why is that?
I think because there I've tried the most restaurants around the place where we were staying, because I was with Hannah in one room. And we had a kitchen there and had to cook for ourselves, and we were both not good at cooking. So we were like, for dinner and lunch, always going out and buying something. So we tried everything, but yeah, there were a lot of nice places to eat.
Have you
not
got
healthy,
a
but
there?
It was good. It depends on the day. Some days we also had like salad bowls or something. But I also got some nice sushi or Asian noodles or something, or pizza.
Nice. Yeah. That's probably the most important one.
Yeah, that's always good.
Right, so let's take it right back to the beginning then, in terms of sliding, and we'll start right at the beginning. When did you start your sliding career? I'm guessing because you're German, it was probably about 6 months old. So when did you start sliding skeleton?
I started when I was 16 years old. So I think it's pretty late compared to others.
Yeah, especially for a German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't plan to do skeleton. Because how I get into the sport isn't a really nice story, to be honest.
No, why is that?
I was doing track and field since like the 4th grade. I started and doing some little children competitions and everything, but more like a hobby. And I think when I was in the 7th grade or something, on competitions, some coaches came to me and said, "Oh, she's good, and would you like to join a club, like a bigger athletic club?" And in Germany, we also have special schools that are only for high performance sports. And so they give you the chance to not have lessons, but training on certain days. And so you can really concentrate on the sport. Besides,
so almost like sport is more important than school in those places.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to make a sports career, you really have to go on these schools, and you also have 1 year longer. So
because you miss a bit of school for sports.
Yeah. And they asked me if I want to go on one of the schools and do athletic there, and I decided to go there. And I think I was not bad. I wasn't yet on a very high level, but I think I was on a good way. And I was doing all of the disciplines. And then when you get older, you have to decide for one. And then first I was 800 meters.
It's a long way.
So and then I decided to do 400, which is shorter but not much better.
No, that's still pretty. It's a long way.
The worst. Yeah. So it was very hard training. And then I came to a different training group and a different coach, and the first years were fine. And then it turned out that I was the only girl or the only remaining girl in this training group, and only boys. And yeah, I think I was like 14, 15 years old, and the boys were already 18, 19, 20 years.
Okay.
And I had the same training like them.
Oh.
Also exactly the same, so not for a younger girl, but
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing everything with them. Yeah, and I think this was the reason why I'm not as good or as I could have been, because it was just the wrong training for me. But I was still not bad, but I think I could have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then really from one day to the other, my coach came to me and said, yeah, you're too bad, you're kicked out, or you have to quit, and
Just
you
like
have
that.
to leave. Yeah, with
No
I had
meeting, or just said
no, nothing, just out of nowhere. So you're too bad, you have to go. And that meant I also had to leave the school. And
wow.
this was, you can imagine, I was 15 years old, and
Yeah.
I had going on a different school. I was using my friends and my.
Did you have to? Was it the type of school that you stayed at, like a boarding school?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had your whole, almost like your whole
Yeah,
life there.
my whole life, and then it was all crushed in like 10 minutes, and
Wow.
with no proper reason, because I had like a pool of athletes, and
Oh yes, yeah. With you,
yeah,
yeah, like a pool of
yeah,
athletes, yeah.
yeah, and I had these and everything, and
Mm.
yeah, he was just saying, yeah, you're not good enough. And the thing with these schools is you need something like a recommendation from a coach or a club that say, okay,
Yeah,
she's good enough in the sport to go on these schools. And
yeah.
my coach wanted to take this away from me, like, so yeah, she's not good enough, but that also meant that I'm not allowed to do any other sports. If this is once taken away, you're not allowed
Yeah.
to say, okay, I can do another sport, go to a different school. So
Oh,
it
so it's
was
the
like,
whole of. Oh, so you couldn't go to another one of these schools in Germany then?
no. And you can imagine in this moment, like my whole world was crashing down on me. And this was
Wow. Yeah, I'm
really,
not
really hard.
surprised.
Yeah. And yeah, with my parents, and we were fighting a lot so that at least he's not taking this recommendation away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was just I thought I was good at sports, and I wanted to do
Yeah.
sports, and I thought, yeah, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And one of my mates, who was also doing track and field with me, he was um, switching to skeleton 1 year ago, or 1 year before this happened.
Okay.
And because he got asked at a competition if he wanted to try.
Okay.
So a coach from Altenberg came to him and asked him, and yeah, he wanted to try. And I was talking to
Yeah.
him, and honestly, I didn't even know what skeleton is at this point. I was like, I was Googling it, and okay, weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was asking him if it's fun,
Wow.
or yeah, what kind of training they do and something like that. And yeah, he said, yeah, it's just like a bit of roller coaster with the
Yeah.
sliding. I was like, okay, that sounds good. Then I would just try it. Yeah, and then I had some trainings in Altenberg with the coach there, and see if
And
this
that's
is
your
something
home
for me.
track then. Altenberg is like your
Yeah,
close to you.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then I did some trainings and also pushing and everything. And the coach saw some potential in me. Yeah, and then it was like, yeah, so just give it a try.
Wow.
And yeah, so in this moment when this happened, it was really hard for me. But
Yeah.
thinking back to it, it was really like the best thing that could have happened to me.
Yeah. Well,
But
you
in this
wouldn't be
time,
world
it was
champion
hard.
now without it. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's rubbish. It's really, really bad at the time.
yeah. And there were
So,
also things like the coach were also always telling me, you're a girl, you're never going to make it in sports, and you're
Like
too
very, very
fat,
old
and
school and not
yeah,
very, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
and always comparing to the boys, like, yeah, the boys can eat whatever they want, but you're not, you're a girl, and you're not allowed to have a dessert and stuff like that. And when I now think back to it, it was
Yeah, really,
just
especially with being like 13, 14, 15, like,
yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
thinking back to
that's,
it, it was really good to go
yeah,
and not,
yeah, probably
yeah,
for like long term, like health, it's
yeah,
probably a lot better for, wow. That's
yeah,
really, so your sporting career has gone from 800 meters to 400 meters to 30
yeah,
meters. Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
exactly.
You really don't
But
like cardio.
yeah,
Um, so you've had a pretty successful, obviously, career so far in skeleton. You
yeah,
become obviously world champion this year. Where actually I only think Legends became world champion in St. Moritz this year. So
yeah, of
that's
course.
yeah. So do you have any sort of, from everything you've learned, whether it could even be something from your old school or something you've learned from that, like a little bit of a tip or something you've learned along the way which really helped you, which you think was allowed you to become world champion in 2023?
I think the most important thing is really to have fun and to
Yeah,
not take things too serious. I mean, it's our job and our passion, sports, but yeah, it's also important to have fun doing it, to enjoy it. And if you're not having fun, so what's the point
yeah, yeah.
of doing it?
I
So
that's very similar to what I say to a lot of like the athletes that I train with.
yeah,
I say, yeah, well, we don't do it for the money. So yeah,
yeah,
it's not, yeah.
obviously
We're
not.
not getting paid like what footballers
No,
get paid. So
no,
you
of
have
course
to make
not.
sure you're enjoying it. So if you don't,
Yeah,
then yeah, what's the point? And obviously I actually think that when I'm enjoying it better, I actually slide faster anyway because I'm more
yeah,
relaxed, I'm having fun, and
yeah,
it's
exactly.
better that
It's the
way.
same for me. And it's also important to remove things that keep you from having fun, or
Yeah,
to, yeah, address it and not just endure it,
yeah,
or
yeah,
just take it as it is, but always try to have good surroundings, good people around you, and yeah, just enjoy it. Because last year I was very relaxed and had just fun and was grateful for the opportunity to even be in the World Cup.
yeah,
Because yeah, you can imagine the German team, it's not easy to
yeah.
make it
It's not.
because there are a lot of concurrence in the whole team. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think this really helped me.
yeah. There's especially in the German team, it's very, very difficult to break through, it seems, to like push your way through the ranks and earn your spot
Yeah,
on World Cup because it's so competitive. Um,
yeah,
but you've had do you feel comfortable now on World Cup? Do you feel like, okay, yeah, this is where I should be. I'm having fun here. I'm enjoying it. This is do you feel like you're happy in World Cup now? And
yeah,
this is
I
where you
think
should
so.
be?
Yeah. Well, the season wasn't so far what I wanted it to be,
No.
but yeah, but I struggled a lot with my health and everything, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
in
that
Beijing
made it
wasn't that one.
pretty difficult because I was ill from Beijing to Christmas. Like one and a
Yeah.
half months, I was ill, so
That's
this wasn't the best. Yeah, for
didn't help you perform at all.
no, not really. And then I also put myself under pressure before
Yeah,
I tried
especially from last
because
year.
yeah, so yeah, this season isn't as good as I wanted it to be or as I thought it could be.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So not every season is the same. I think every athlete
Yeah.
knows this.
Well, I mean,
And
it's like to be ill for a month and a half and still go out and race is pretty tough because anyone
yeah,
knows when you're feeling 100%, this sport is pretty tough on your body. So
yeah,
to do it when
exactly.
you're feeling a bit under the weather is not fun. It's not fun
Yeah,
at all. I've only done it a few times and I'm like, no, not again. No.
yeah, it's really not the best idea, but yeah, I think now I'm being more myself again. Um, and yeah, get back to the point where I was last season. I'm not 100% there, I think. But yeah, I'm slowly getting there again, I think.
Good, good. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you back on the podium again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Talking about racing though, whenever you see obviously you, but all the other Germans as well, you always look so in control, so like in control of your own performance, and very, very like you look like you know what you're doing, basically. All of the Germans do that. Do you have any like special routines or like superstitions or anything you do before a race that helps you get into that zone, or that what makes you okay, let's go and race and go and do well?
Yeah, I think it's the routines. Also the day before, what I do, which steps I prepare my sled, and
Okay.
I also some things like, okay, I'm always using the same pair of socks
Oh, really?
or stuff like that. Yeah, as long as my
Uh,
racing socks, my racing underwear, and everything is always
Oh,
okay.
wow.
When I get this out, it's time to race.
Okay.
And yeah, also my warm up, of course, is always the same in the race, and yeah, I think that's helpful to get in the right mood. And
Is that something you've worked on with a coach and to make you like, okay, this is what we're going to plan on doing, this is what we've worked on? Is that something you do just on your own? You figure it out for yourself and see what works, or do you work with coaches on that, or even psychologists?
yeah, so the warm up is with one of our coach, and he's not always with us, but we worked a lot of or in summer he also works a lot of time with us and gives us special exercises and everything, and he's very important to me, and also
Yeah.
for my warm up and to perform at the start. So he really helped me with that. And I also work with a psychologist. Yeah, and this also helped me because, yeah, as we said, you need to relax, and
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I struggled with too much pressure or overthinking everything, and
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
have yeah, some tricks from the psychologist to help me with that. And yeah, that's also, I think, a kind of advice to everybody. That's nobody needs to be ashamed to go to a psychologist and seek
Oh,
for
yeah.
help for everything. And high performance sport is always difficult and can mentally be very draining and hard sometimes, and it's really is helpful and yeah, a good
Oh,
thing and
100%.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, 100%. I think, well, like you said, like you'd work a lot with them on how to perform and things like that. I've done so much work with psychologists and working on not only obviously race stuff with psychologists and like my
yeah,
routines and things like that, but everything else as well. I think
yeah, me too.
like personal like mental health and things like that is so important, especially
Yeah, it really
in our
is.
sport. If your head isn't 100% in it, it's really really, really difficult to produce those results. And
Yeah,
I think I kind of there's a saying, I'm not sure if you guys use it as well, but we say like top 2 inches, and that's basically the difference between like winning and losing a lot of the time. I think
hmm,
there's so many athletes within the field that have the raw ability to go out and win, but they
yeah,
had like say that the people who consistently do it are the guys that when I've spoken to them, they work with psychologists, they work with this. It's all about mindset and
yeah, it really
on
is.
and off the track as well. So it's all about that sort of stuff. So 100%, I think that's a very good message you just said, that people
Yeah,
shouldn't be ashamed. 100%. I think it's only a positive for people to speak
yeah, it
to
really is.
things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, that's nice. So I've got to ask, how are you feeling about Winterberg? How are you feeling about World Champs? And is there anything between now and then that you're trying to work on and trying to get ready for? Hopefully, I'll be seeing you on the top step again.
Yeah, first of all, I need to qualify for the World Champs. Yeah, as you know, we're 4 girls in the World Cup now, but
Oh yeah,
only
yeah,
3 can go to the World Champs. So the first step is qualifying for it
yeah. That's
because
that in
yeah,
itself is really tough, especially in the German
yeah,
program. That's
yeah,
pretty tough.
it really is. But if I make it, I think I need to have a good start, a good push. And as you can imagine, from the time being ill, I lost a lot of like my body weight dropped like 4 or 5 kilos.
That's a lot.
But I'm getting it back with more training now. And
Yeah.
I think I need to get back to the point where I was last year or get even faster.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, because it's pretty important to be fast at the start in Winberg.
Yeah, especially in Winterberg.
Yeah, and I think that's one important point there, and also like the material. I need to figure out because the track isn't very hard, so it's good.
It's almost even more because it's such a it's quite an easier track that Winterberg is. It's almost even more important that your push is really fast and your equipment is the best it can be, because it's every like little hundredth, literally there, every hundredth counts there.
Yeah, and also the weather is always
Winterberg weather.
Not easy, because I had races where I thought could be really good and where I'm pretty sure it was because of the material, which worked in the training, and then the weather was completely different in the race, and then it was just not working. And
it's really tough.
I think that's an important thing to figure out after, but then it would be nice to be on the podium again.
Exactly. 100%. It's very actually similar to, I mean, we're filming this in Lillehammer at the moment, and the training, like the weather for training has been pretty crazy. It was like minus 13, 14 on day one, and then +4 day two. And it's really, really, for us, it's really difficult to try and nail the equipment down, especially with it changing so much. Right now for the final question, and I think the question that gets most people talking about is actually we're kind of about halfway through the season now, so you can go either way with this. Who is your one to watch / who is your who has impressed you so far this season? Who's been your standout performance for this season? Male or female, whatever you want to
do. I think honestly it's I would say Rasmus Johansson. I know he's not been on a podium yet, but he's working with us and our team and everything, and he has like such a development through the whole last years, and this is his first year on the World Cup. And last week in St. Moritz he had a 15th result, which is, I think, pretty good for his age. And he's 21 in his first World Cup season, and
very young still.
In the men's field, I think it's pretty good. And if you look where he's coming from and in which direction it is going, it's really impressive. And I see him working so hard, and he's very dedicated to the sports. And he's also, I think it started last year when he won silver at the Junior Worlds. This was really impressive, I think. And also this year, he won silver again, and it was always
so close, like 400 or something. And to a German as well. So it's to be that close to it's very, very impressive from him. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. And as I said, he's not been on the podium yet, but I think he's on a good way to going there, and this should be recognized too, I think. So not only look to the people who are already at the top, but also to the ones who are taking big steps to go there, I think.
That's a really good shout out.
Yeah, and also for the coming race here in Lillehammer, I'm excited to see what he can do here, because the Junior Worlds was also here, and he had a track record before Lucas was 200s better. But I think he can really be really fast here. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
I think even though Lucas did beat it by 200s just afterwards, I think to get a track record anywhere is quite a big achievement. Like it's the fastest anyone's ever gone down that track. So it's pretty impressive. And I think I see from an outsider point of view as well, like I see him working really hard with the German
Yeah.
team and actually being quite adopted by the German team. Like you seem
Yeah.
to have looked after him quite well. He's
Yeah.
almost, although he's wearing different kit, he's very much
Yeah.
one
One
of
of
your little
us. Yeah.
group. It's nice to see. It's nice to see, and obviously because he's working so hard and he's with a very good team, you can see the results are just starting to come, and he's very young still.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be exciting to see what he can do in the next few years as well.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. It's on a
And
good way.
yeah, definitely. And who do you think I should interview next then? Who do you think I should get on here next?
Well, I already know about a lot about Rasmus, so
Yeah, this
but
is
maybe
yeah,
others
true.
want to get to know him now. But I would, what I think would be interesting would maybe be one of the Chinese or Koreans. I don't
Yeah,
have anyone in mind in particular, but these are the nations I've not spoken much to yet.
yeah, this is true.
So they are always more for their own, I think, and it's not so easy to talk to them. But for
Yeah,
me, yeah, but I think it would be quite interesting to hear, yeah, how they work, how they're, yeah, what's their system in their country like with sports and everything, because it's something I
yeah,
really don't know.
yeah.
And yeah, I think this would be really interesting to hear about.
That's a good point. I might have to brush up on my Korean skills a bit first before
Yeah,
I do
maybe.
that. But yeah, no, I definitely I think you're right, especially as the fact that the Koreans in the men's field, especially the and the Chinese and all the other like the Asian nations have been the last few years have been getting better and better.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe we can
really.
learn a thing or two from them and maybe
Yeah,
get even better. So
yeah. And they're also so fast at the start, and maybe there's some secrets
yeah.
we need.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it with Sammy in my last one, but I think
Yeah,
it's just, I'm motivating myself so much just to be able to catch up with him in like with my training in
yeah,
the gym. I'm trying to sprint faster, lift heavier and everything just to be
yeah,
like, I don't want Sungi to just run off without me again.
yeah,
It's pretty crazy. Well, and Jisoo, all
yeah,
of the Koreans both the Koreans are crazy. It's
yeah,
not, it's,
yeah. I've
it's
seen them
very
train in
impressive.
St. Moritz in the gym. I was like, how on earth can they move such weights and have such big legs and be so fast? And I was like, oh, how?
Yeah, you see
And
them run and they
yeah,
almost have to run around their legs because they're
yeah,
so
exactly.
big. It's like
Yeah,
they're like, I mean, I know loads of the commentators like to say it before, but like the Koreans' legs are literally like bobsledders' legs. They're huge.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
quite impressive actually the how physically like how strong and how fast they are. But
yeah,
yeah, maybe I can get them on and they can
yeah,
give us a few
maybe.
tips on how to get fast.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much, Susanna. Do you prefer Susanna or Susie?
Susie.
Susie, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Susie, for coming on
Yeah. Thank you for
the
having me.
Trackers, this world famous podcast. It's been
Yeah.
great getting to know you a bit better, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed it as well. But yeah, no, thank you so much, and I will see you on race day.
Yeah, see you. Thank you for having me.
So a massive, massive thank you to Susanna for coming on and opening up and sharing her very interesting journey into elite sport and becoming the world champion in skeleton. I also want to say how accurate she was at predicting Rasmus doing very, very well in Lillehammer. Let me know in the comments who you want on next and why.